This training video is brought to you by Leisure Boat Club for your boating safety.
Docking can be one of the most stressful tasks you can perform, especially as a new boater. You need to get the boat right up to the dock, but not too hard. Your approach will depend on the space available at the dock, as well as winds and currents that will affect your boat. Look for telltales such as moored boats, flags, and ripples in the water around pilings to get a sense of the conditions. If there's a predominating wind or current, approach into it. If the wind or current is off the dock, you'll need to approach at a steeper angle in order to have your momentum carry the boat to the dock.
With the conditions we have today, the wind is parallel with the dock. So we're going to approach the dock into the wind at approximately a 30-degree angle.
First, make sure you have fenders and lines at the ready on the side you'll be docking to. As you approach the dock at a 30-degree angle, you'll want to use intermittent power in order to approach the dock at a slow, controlled speed. As the bow is nearly at the dock, with the engine in neutral, you will turn the wheel away from the dock. Then, go forward at idle speed for a few seconds, then back to neutral. Your bow will turn more parallel with the dock. Your momentum should carry you towards the dock. You can finish off the maneuver with a brief shift to reverse at idle speed. This will stop your forward motion, and the prop walk will push the stern towards the dock. The important tasks to remember are to use intermittent power in order to slow your approach. Turn when you're close to the dock. If you turn too early, the boat will pivot but still be too far from the dock. If you pivot too late, your bow may hit the dock before you're able to turn. The slow speed slalom exercise is designed to teach a boater how to change course accurately by applying the correct amount of steering control. We need to maintain control of all parts of the boat to make sure they clear any obstacles. An inexperienced boater will have a natural tendency to oversteer the boat, and when that happens, directional control can be lost.
As we approach the slalom at slow speed, as you round the mark, slowly and deliberately ease your wheel in the direction you wish to turn. As we round the second mark, turn the wheel back in the opposite direction, slowly and gradually until you pass the mark. Continue through the entire course, repeating those maneuvers.
This maneuver will build confidence, familiarity, and the ability to effectively handle your boat. A key point is, avoid oversteering by applying gradual and deliberate movement on the wheel. There are times when you might have to stop your boat quickly to avoid hitting something on the water. If you just pull the throttle back, the sudden stop can result in a stern wave that pushes you beyond the point where you wanted to stop, or you could be swamped by the stern wave coming over the transom of your boat. To start the exercise, we'll get the boat up on plane and head down towards an orange buoy we've placed in the water. As you approach the buoy, turn the helm hard over at 90 degrees to your direction of travel, and at the same time, pull the throttle to neutral. This will put the boat at a right angle to the buoy and allow the boat to come to a stop without gliding past the buoy or risking your stern wave striking you. The key points to keep in mind with an emergency stop are: take swift and decisive action. Simultaneously pull the power off and turn the wheel to stay clear of the onrushing stern wave. Okay, here's a common situation that you would find while on the water. When two power boats are on crossing courses, the giveaway boat is A, the vessel with the other on its starboard side; B, the one with the wind on starboard; C, the vessel with the other on its port side; or D, the faster boat. The correct answer is A. When two power boats are on a crossing course, the boat on the port side will give way by slowing down and passing behind, of course keeping well clear during the process. Here's a quick overview of some other situations involving two boats operating near each other. When overtaking another boat, the overtaking boat is called the giveaway boat. The giveaway boat should give one short blast on its horn and pass the lead boat, called the stand-on boat, to starboard. It's also correct procedure for the stand-on boat to respond to the one blast on the horn with a single blast of their own, to acknowledge that the giveaway boat's intention is understood. When two power boats meet head-on, the correct procedure is for both to give a short blast on their horn and each alter course to starboard and pass port side to port side. If altering course to starboard is not possible for some reason, two short blasts should be used to signal your intentions that you'll be altering course to port and passing starboard side to starboard side. Now, talking about horn signals, 5 or more short blasts is the emergency signal. Everyone should be aware of that. Unlike power boats, when vessels under sail approach each other, it's the position of the wind that determines which vessel is the giveaway vessel. If each has the wind on a different side, the one with the wind on its port side is the giveaway vessel. If both have the wind on the same side, the one closest to the wind is the giveaway vessel.
Be aware of other vessels when you're on the water. Know the basic rules of the road, and understand that as the skipper, it's your responsibility to take every precaution to avoid a collision.
Which of the following vessels has the greatest priority of movement? A. A sailboat under sail. B. A larger motorboat over 26 feet in length. C. A sailboat under power. Or D. A large ship in a narrow channel. If you answered D, you were correct. The quick rule of thumb for priority of movement is power-driven vessels give way to sail. But remember that a sailboat under power is considered a power-driven vessel, and power and sail gives way to paddle power, like canoes or rowboats. However, the greatest priority of movement goes to vessels that are not easily maneuverable, like those involved with dredging or underwater work, commercial fishing vessels with nets or lines in use, or large boats in narrow channels. They have priority of movement. There's really no such thing as right of way. It's priority of movement, and be prepared to give way by staying as far away as possible. The next question deals with capsizing. If your boat capsizes, A. Swim to the nearest shore. B. Yell until help arrives. C. Swim to the boat and stay with the boat. Or D. Swim away from the boat as quickly as possible. If you answered C, you're correct. A boat is much easier to see in the water, and your chances of rescue are far better if you stay with your boat. Plus, you may be able to climb up onto the boat somewhat to keep more of your body out of the water, thereby retaining body heat. But the key to survival in the water is wearing a life jacket. And you know, when it comes to life jackets, keep in mind that they won't work if you don't wear them. If you choose not to wear a life jacket all the time, then you should at least ensure that you wear it under certain circumstances, like when you're in smaller and less stable boats, when the weather is bad, or any other time that you may risk swamping, capsizing, or falling overboard. And children and non-swimmers should always wear a life jacket when on or near the water. A red flag with a white diagonal stripe indicates A. The first leg of a sailing race course. B. Scuba divers down, stay well clear. C. Uncharted shallow water below.